All right, listen, buying a budget pistol in 2026 feels like walking through a trap aisle. Every box has some loud promise, every brand screams best value, and somehow half of them still feel like they're charging you extra just for the name stamped on the slide. But I'll tell you this, I've seen cheap pistols, embarrass guns, that cost twice as much. I've carried them, beat them up, watched them run through dirty range bags, sweaty holsters, bad ammo, glove boxes, and still keep working. Like nobody told them they were supposed to be budget. That's what this list is about. Not cheap junk. I'm talking about pistols that feel illegally cheap once you actually shoot them. These are the ones that made me check the price tag twice and ask, why is nobody talking about this? And by number one, you might wonder why guns twice the price get all the attention. Let's get into it. First time I saw the PSA Dagger Micro, I had the same reaction I had with the original Dagger years ago. What's the catch? Because on paper, it looks like the kind of pistol that should cost more. Slim carry size, Glock-style familiarity, front serrations, optic-ready options, a trigger that doesn't feel like punishment, and a price that still lets budget buyers breathe. A few years back, I was helping a buddy with a newer shooter at a dusty outdoor range outside Amarillo. He had an old Gen 3 Glock 19 in one hand and a cheap PSA Dagger in the other. We ran slow fire, basic draw work, double taps, all the normal stuff. And by the end, that kid didn't want the Glock. He wanted the Dagger. Not because it was magically more accurate. Accuracy is still on the shooter. But the grip, the comfort, the confidence. That weird feeling where the gun fits before your brain argues with the price tag. That part was real. Now, the Micro brings that same problem into the small carry world. Is it perfect? No. PSA can still have tolerance quirks, finish wear, and picky setups with mags or parts. You test yours before you trust it. But when a pistol this small gives you real carry features without acting like $800 is normal, it earns attention fast. The Dagger Micro is not the gun that ends the budget debate. It's the one that starts it. The Ruger Security 9 Compact is the kind of pistol nobody brags about until something goes wrong, and it's the only one still acting normal. I saw one get treated like a tool, not a safe queen, during a hog hunt outside Uvalde. Guy had it sitting near the back of a truck while everybody was moving coolers, bags, ammo cans, all that usual mess. That little Ruger got knocked loose, bounced off the bumper, and hit gravel hard enough that every man standing there made the same face. We all thought it was done. He picked it up, checked it, tapped the mag back in, and later that afternoon, it was still ringing steel like nothing happened. No fancy drama, no custom build attitude, just a plain compact pistol doing plain compact pistol work. That's why I still respect it. It's not striker fired like half the guns people compare it to. Uncle Ruger uses that internal hammer setup, and the trigger has its own feel. Not pretty, not match grade, but predictable once you learn it. The whole gun feels like a ratchet wrench. Cheap looking maybe, but useful when expensive tools start acting delicate. And yeah, prices aren't as silly low as they used to be. But for a budget carry pistol that shrugs off dirt, heat, bad ammo, and normal life abuse, the Security 9 Compact still earns its place. But the next pistol, that one looks so strange on paper, you almost want to laugh before you shoot it. Last month, a guy at the range pulled out a Kel-Tech P15, and the table got quiet in that rude way people do when they're trying not to laugh. I get it. Long, skinny slide, polymer everywhere, front fiber sight sitting there like Kel-Tech built the whole thing in a garage with a dare and a cup of bad coffee. Folks see the name and start judging before the gun even clears the case. Then he said, 15+1, that changed the mood. Because in 2026, when tiny carry guns keep getting more expensive, 15+1 in a frame this thin still feels ridiculous. The P15 is weird, scrappy, and not exactly pretty. The grip feels like it was shaped by somebody who cared more about weight and capacity than your feelings, but somehow it points better than it should. When these were around $325 out the door, that was almost stupid value. Now, they're creeping into the low 400s, and sometimes you have to hunt for one. But the idea still works. It is snappy. Get lazy with your grip, and the P15 reminds you fast that thin guns have opinions. But the one I shot ran better than I expected, and that matters. You don't brag about carrying a Kel-Tech. You just quietly respect the little oddball when it shows up and works. But the next one gets uncomfortable because mine gave me trouble and somehow the market still refuses to stop buying it. Honestly, I almost didn't put the Taurus G3C on this list. Not because nobody buys it. Hell, that's the problem. People buy this thing like it's got a magnet under the case. Cheap price, compact size, decent capacity, 3 mags in the box on some deals. And suddenly, every budget buyer starts thinking, maybe this is the smart move. I thought the same thing. I grabbed mine during one of those clearance sale moments where the price gets low enough to shut your brain off. At first, it looked like a win. It carried easy, felt decent, and for the money, I wanted it to prove everybody wrong. Then mine started acting stupid. Slide hang-ups, a magazine that didn't want to seat right, one light strike that left me standing there, looking at the pistol like it betrayed me. I cleaned it, changed ammo, gave it another chance, then another. Same uneasy feeling. And Taurus support. I've had better conversations with voicemail. But my bad run is not the whole market. I know guys who run G3Cs hard and swear by them. Online, people still call it a budget king. And for the price, I understand why. Would I trust mine again? No. Can I ignore why people keep buying it? Also, no. That's what makes the G3C uncomfortable. It still forces its way into the budget conversation. A friend of mine used to talk trash about Canik, like the company personally owed him money. Ex-military guy, hard-headed, the type who hears foreign polymer pistol and starts making that face before you even finish the sentence. He trusted Glocks, older metal guns, and anything with a reputation that had already survived years of abuse. Canik, he wasn't buying it. Then I handed him a TP9SF. He burned through one mag, paused, looked down at the pistol, and got quiet. Not loud impressed. Worse, annoyed impressed, like the gun had just proved him wrong in public. That's the Canik problem. Some budget pistols need a long explanation. The TP9SF doesn't. You dry fire it once, and the whole argument changes. Clean wall, crisp break, better reset than a pistol in this price range has any business having. I remember seeing these just over $300. And even now, when budget guns keep creeping up in 2026, the TP9SF still feels like one of those rare budget pistols where the value doesn't need defending. One mag through it, and the price starts looking almost unfair. No, it's not perfect for carry. Full size, a little chunky, not exactly hiding under a summer t-shirt. But for range work, home defense, training, and pure performance per dollar, it's hard to ignore. The TP9SF isn't fancy budget, it's dangerous budget. And after this one, the list stops being about surprise and starts getting personal, some budget pistols make a loud first impression. The Shield Plus did something better. It stayed. This wasn't one of those guns I bought, tested for a weekend, praised on camera, then forgot in the back of the safe. The Smith & Wesson M and P Shield Plus carry became the pistol I kept reaching for when I wasn't trying to prove a point to anybody. It just fits me. Grip, balance, trigger, all of it lands where it should. I got medium-sized hands, nothing special, but with this gun there's no pinky hanging off, no awkward bite, no little fight happening before the shot breaks. It feels boring in the way a carry gun is supposed to feel boring. And reliability, that's where it earned the trust. Thousands of rounds through mine, and I can't remember a malfunction that made me question it. That matters more than any flashy feature on a box. The original Shield was already respected, but the Plus fixed the big complaint: capacity. Add the flat face trigger, optional optics-ready versions, and sale prices floating around that $399 to $499 range. And suddenly, it doesn't feel like a cheap carry gun. It feels like a serious carry gun that forgot to act expensive. I've tried Glocks, Hellcats, P365s, all of them. I still come back to this, but No.1 is different. That one didn't just earn trust. It made the whole budget case look suspicious. The Arex Delta Gen 2M is the budget pistol that made me stare at the price tag like the store had missed a number. The first time it really stuck with me wasn't even at a range. I was in Tulsa visiting family when a tornado warning hit. Sirens going off, sky turning that ugly yellow, everybody moving fast. We ended up packed inside a neighbor's storm shelter, knees tight, battery radio buzzing, canned food stacked against the wall. That's where I noticed it. The guy beside me had an Arex Delta Gen 2M tucked in a beat-up nylon holster. No red dot, no light, no fancy setup. Just bone stock. He saw me looking and gave me that little nod like, yeah, this is the one. Later that week, I asked him about it. He said he bought it when money was tight. Didn't want something cheap. Needed something he could trust. That line stuck with me, because there's a big difference between a cheap pistol and a pistol that feels illegally cheap. So I bought one when I got back to Texas. Heat, rain, bargain bin ammo, over 1,000 rounds, and it just kept running. Lightweight, optics ready, good ergonomics, easy to control, and still sitting in the budget case, like it doesn't know it belongs higher. That's why it's No.1. It beat my expectations because it never felt like a budget gun trying to survive the comparison. It felt like everything twice the price had explaining to do. So that's my list. 7 budget pistols that prove cheap and useless are not the same thing. Some of these are plain. Some are ugly. 1 or 2 still make me nervous, depending on the exact gun you get. But that's the budget world. You're not buying perfection. You're looking for the pistol that gives you the most confidence before the price starts climbing into fantasy land. For me, the Arex Delta Gen 2M earns that top spot because it doesn't feel like a backup plan. It feels like somebody forgot to price it higher. Drop your own budget pick in the comments. I want to know what you trust when money actually matters. I'm Steve. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.